William Lane Craig is a distinguished truth seeker, theologian, and Christian apologist, broadly diagnosed for his highbrow contributions to the protection of the Christian religion. Born on August 23, 1949, in Peoria, Illinois, he grew up in a circle of relatives in which religion turned into now not a significant cognizance. However, his intellectual curiosity led him on a course towards a deep engagement with philosophy, theology, and the Christian worldview. He experienced a lifestyles converting stumble upon with the Christian religion, which ignited his preference to discover and shield the lessons of Christianity in an intellectually rigorous way. Craig pursued his better schooling at Wheaton College in Illinois, wherein he earned his Bachelor of Arts in Communications. During his time at Wheaton, he developed a developing interest in philosophy and theology, which ultimately shaped the trajectory of his instructional and expert career. After completing his undergraduate degree, Craig sought to deepen his information of philosophy and faith through pursuing graduate studies overseas. He earned a PhD in philosophy from the University of Birmingham in England, wherein he specialized in the cosmological argument for the life of God, mainly focusing on the column cosmological argument. This argument posits that the universe has a beginning and as a result should have had a reason, which many theists become aware of as God. In addition to his PhD in philosophy, Craig additionally earned a Doctorate of Theology, THD, from the University of Munich in Germany, in which he targeted at the historical evidence for the resurrection of Jesus. His dissertation at the resurrection of Jesus contributed to his developing recognition as a leading defender of Christian apologetics. Over the years, Craig has engaged in numerous debates with well-known atheists, philosophers, and scientists defending the Christian religion, the use of reason, logic, and historical evidence. His debates with figures including Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, and Sam Harris had been extensively viewed, and feature helped establish him as one of the leading intellectuals within the area of Christian apologetics. Craig is perhaps excellent known for his paintings on the column cosmological argument, which has gained enormous interest in each instructional and famous circles. He has written drastically on this argument, as well as different areas of philosophy and theology, which includes the trouble of evil, the nature of time, and the life of God. His books, articles, and lectures have had a profound impact on the sector of apologetics, offering a strong intellectual defense of the Christian religion. He has additionally been a robust recommend for the rationality of belief in God and the coherence of Christian theology. In addition to his instructional work, Craig has been a passionate teacher and speaker. He served as a professor of philosophy at Talbot School of Theology in La Mirada, California, for many years, in which he taught publications on philosophy, theology, and apologetics. His position as an educator has allowed him to pass on his knowledge and ardor for defending the Christian religion to infinite students, a lot of whom have long passed on to end up apologists and scholars themselves. Craig has also been worried in various Christian organizations and projects, such as the Reasonable Faith Ministry, which he founded in 2008, to assist Christians engage with the intellectual demanding situations posed through secularism and atheism. Throughout his career, William Lane Craig has confronted both praise and grievance. His highbrow rigor and commitment to defending the Christian faith have earned him the admiration of many in the Christian community. While his arguments and strategies have been challenged by means of skeptics and critics, despite the debate that on occasion surrounds his paintings, Craig has remained steadfast in his belief that reason and religion aren't incompatible, and that the Christian worldview offers the maximum, coherent, and intellectually fulfilling clarification of fact. In his personal existence, William Lane Craig has been deeply dedicated to his own family and his faith. He is married to Jan Craig and that they have youngsters. Craig's willpower to his family is pondered in his technique to lifestyles and paintings, which balances highbrow pastimes with a sturdy experience of personal responsibility and integrity. He has often spoken approximately the importance of preserving a Christ-targeted lifestyles and the fee of accomplishing rigorous intellectual work as a way to glorify God. William Lane Craig's legacy in the area of Christian apologetics is undeniable. His contributions to the protection of the Christian religion, in particular within the areas of philosophy, theology, and the historical proof for Christianity, have had a long-lasting impact on each scholars and lay people alike. His paintings has stimulated a new era of apologists and thinkers to have interaction with the demanding situations of secularism and atheism in a considerate and respectful way. As he maintains to train, write, and engage in debates, William Lane Craig stays a main voice in the intellectual protection of Christianity, demonstrating that religion and cause can work together to offer a compelling case for the fact of the Christian worldview. The tale of William's finest sorrow started within the early years of his profession, when he began serving as a professor at Talbot School of Theology in La Mirada, California. His intellectual hobbies had always been grounded in his deep Christian convictions, and he prided himself on being a sturdy supporter of the Christian faith. But the burden of balancing his professional commitments with the responsibilities of family existence became no longer easy. William's spouse, Jan, had usually been supportive of his work, and they had a robust partnership each of their private lives and of their shared project to uphold the principles in their Christian beliefs. Together, they had 2 kids, and they made a factor of fostering a nurturing surroundings for their family. However, the growing needs of William's career, frequent tour, writing, and public speaking began to take a toll on their dating. As his professional commitments grew, he observed it tough to carve out first-rate time for his own family. The sorrow started while William's son, David, who had constantly been a bright and energetic child, commenced displaying symptoms of emotional misery. David struggled with feelings of isolation and confusion, as his father's lengthy hours and common absences made him experience deserted. William, immersed in his academic interests, had been ignorant of the developing emotional distance between himself and his son. Jan, alternatively, diagnosed the symptoms of distress in David, however did not understand the way to deal with them without in addition alienating William, who was centered on his paintings. As time exceeded, David's behavior started out to escalate. He had become withdrawn, often refusing to engage in social sports or communicate together with his own family. William and Jan, feeling the stress of their marriage and the sadness in their son's situation, tried to find a balance among their careers and family life. However, they were not able to break through the walls David had constructed round himself. The turning point came when David, nonetheless a teen, attempted to run away from domestic. This act became the culmination of months of frustration and isolation. It was then that William found out the intensity of his failure to prioritize his own family, especially his son, over his expert achievement. The ache of seeing his infant in such melancholy struck him to his center. William had always prided himself on being a rational philosopher, but he found himself at a loss for words as he confronted the consequences of his forgetfulness. In the midst of the sorrow, William's faith became examined. How ought he reconcile his venture to shield the Christian religion with the failure to satisfy his responsibilities as a father and husband? He puzzled his purpose and his calling, feeling the burden of guilt and sadness.